For 156 years, she has stood magnificently on the hills of Shorncliffe, a landmark of the community, a beacon for sailors at sea. And for 70 years, she had been a home to the thousands of young SPC men who have walked her grand old halls. For 70 years, Morven has been an alma mater facing the sea. She stands on the lands of Turrbal people called Waira.
When Chris Majors talked about how many boys they got to pick the footy team.
Yes.
We had 13 in our senior year.
Oh, did you?
We had 13. How many did you have?
11.
11. Oh, dear.
And we were all in the first 15.
Oh, yeah, you made the first 15. Well, I came up with you from the convent at Sandgate, right. 1952, day one. Yeah. I know we had about 80 or 90 boys in one room with one teacher, Brother Hayes. Yeah, he was a great guy. He was a great sportsman, yeah.
I remember a time where, because the brothers were here, living here at the time, there were 6 or 7 brothers who used to live in Morven, and they used to go away for the holidays. So I remember when they asked the family to caretake the school and mind the school. I think it was for about a week, but we didn't last very long.
No, we only lasted one night because of the noises and footsteps coming down the hallway. Our father got up and checked, and there was no one around.
And needless to say, the next morning, Mum and Dad packed up and said, we're out of here.
We used to call it the haunted house.
Oh, yeah. Look, I can remember coming fishing. You probably fished down on the pier, and you didn't walk up near this haunted house.
No.
And then a few years later, when Father Paddy O'Rourke decided he was going to buy it and got my dad to come and look over it and said, can we put a school there? And he said, yes, well, we'll have to knock this one down first.
I think Morven's really symbolic to us as a family, and it probably starts with the fact that Uncle Bill, our great Uncle Bill, was asked by Father O'Rourke to be the one to renovate the school.
That's my beginning of St Pat's. The reconstruction of it, being there with Dad. We were talking before about our senior room. If you go in there now, there's the big slab of concrete in there where all the rubbish from the yard and the old buildings was tipped down into the big well. Now that well was probably the water source for the old Morven, you know. Unfortunately, I dropped the wheelbarrow down there because I was a brickies labour here one holidays.
The Morven building, to me, is the heart of the college.
And I always think of Morven as a landmark, in the sense that if you're in the outside community or the SPC community, when you see Morven, you know that you're here at St Pat's.
It was a grand building in Shorncliffe, so it's always been a significant part of the whole of this suburban area. But I suspect if we were to ask any student, no matter what era they went through the school, what do they remember about St Pat's? Morven would be the answer every time. So it's a place that's always been the heart, and I guess that's how I describe it. It was the beginning, and it was the beating heart of what the school was there for.
A lot of these boys that are here today, they did hard manual physical work out here in the yard. We shifted logs, we shifted bricks, we dug trenches. My dad pulled up all the floorboards in the place, and we used to sit out here belting the nails out of the boards so they could put them. So there's timber in there that's nearly 200 years old. You know.
That's how we learned our woodwork.
That was our woodwork. Yes.
It still looks great to me.
Yes.
But I believe there's a bit of maintenance required. And when I say a bit, I'm told it's a whole lot.
Well, when you think how old the building is, and there probably hasn't been a lot done to it in the last 70 years.
We'd often get asked the question, well, why are you spending money on a building that's not going to be necessarily for teaching and learning? Well, my view is this is a significant historical part of the school, and the history is the soul of the school. And if we don't do anything for the building now, then my fear is that it'll get deteriorated to a point where we won't be able to do some of the stuff that you're talking about.
And from an architectural point of view, Chris, it's just got some wonderful spaces in it. You know, there's not many buildings now that you get, you know, such high ceilings. You know, we've got these wonderful high timber skirtings that, you know, which would be red cedar if we peeled back the paint. And that's what we want to bring it back to. So, you know, bring back some of that grandeur so you can appreciate some of that history.
It's great to hear that it's going to still stand for many, many years as a monument. Unfortunately, I've lived in the country most of my time away from here, and I've never been able to get back to too many things, but it's always in the forefront of my memories.